What is up, y'all? It's your girl Brand New, and I'm back in the building. And this time I am back. I guess I can title this, this is a Married to Medicine Extra, where we are going to delve into mother-daughter relationships. It could even be a son, but it's mostly mother-daughter relationships. And I want to address the Heavenly situation with her mother, because there were a couple of people, I should say, that I put a post out today and stated that her mother was abusive. And I had, a couple of people come at me and say, well, no, she isn't. You don't know that woman. You don't know this. Listen to me, honey. Let's listen real good. This is where y'all got shit fucked up. Some of y'all think that emotional abuse is not abuse. It's fucking abuse. That shit ain't normal. We are black women, and we were raised that a lot of us were born to women that are really aggressive. They're really evil. They never admit when they are fucking wrong. This could be beating the fuck out of you. It could be a physical thing. It could be, because I know for myself, and I'm speaking from experience. I'm not just looking at Heavenly. See, when you've been through some shit, you recognize shit in other people. I am able to talk about Iyanla in the way that I do. The shit that Iyanla talks about, because I've been through it. I'm not just commenting just to fucking comment. I done been through the shit. When you done been through the shit, how much shit do we see on reality TV? We not in their lives every day, every second of the day. We see 30 minutes to an hour of their life. You don't know them, but you got all these judgments and comments and shit about them and opinions. You got all that to say about them. So why can't I see this situation and see that Heavenly was abused? And I want to address something else. I had stated a couple of weeks, and I think I was just being a little playful. I was just like, oh, well, Heavenly, it came out that Heavenly's mother was calling her bitches. That is so wrong. I never addressed that. That is so wrong for her to do. I know a little something about this because I remember my mother a couple of times, probably I should say several, said to me when I was coming up, and I think I was teenage years. Teenage years. And she said, oh, I almost called you a bitch. This went all the way up to my early mid-20s. And I kept telling her I did not like that. But she kept doing that anyways. Like, I almost called you that. You should never. I couldn't even, I know I'm a different parent from my mother. Because I look at my daughter and I see half the shit that I went through with my mother. I would never put that little girl through. I could tell you that much right now. Love her dearly, and I want to show her love. I don't want to hurt her and then tell her it's love. There's a motherfucking difference, okay? So I don't need to know Heavenly's mother. I could just hear what the fuck Heavenly is telling me and put the shit together. When you've been through some things, you see things in other people, okay? And sometimes you could see some shit that you don't really see. You could feel that shit. So her mother, in my opinion, she was abusive. She was pitting her daughters against each other. Who the fuck does that? That shit is not normal. My nigga, that shit is not normal. Narcissists do that. They pit people against each other. I want to go more at a later time on narcissists, codependence. A lot of y'all don't know this terminology. You don't even know what's going on. You're just watching the show and you're not feeling anything because you're either numb or you ain't been through the shit, so you can't feel that vibe. That is the vibe that I get. I pay attention to the fact that Heavenly is the one that I like the most on this show. I never get sick of Heavenly the way I do anybody else on this show. I relate to her. Okay? I really do. So that right there gives me an insight on how she looks at shit. And then some of y'all get on my nerves because y'all sit up here and say, well, Heavenly, she's just so evil and mean. Heavenly is not evil or mean. She will snap back at you if you come at her. Yes, I will admit, she has had a couple of times, like with Janice, and then maybe it was a few other people that she kind of started some shit with them. Okay? There was a couple of times, I will admit, she was wrong. But at the same time, I can name a couple of times with all the women where they was wrong. Okay? But her good, in my opinion, outweighs her bad. I don't see Heavenly like a person that's evil, and like if you come with Heavenly, she's just a lot like me. You come at Heavenly with that shit, she go cuss your ass the fuck out, and it is what it is. I saw her on this one episode of Married to Medicine. I'll never forget. I think she was cussing Mariah out, and she was just like, bitch. And then, because that was that big thing, that if she calls somebody a bitch, she's off her rock. That's just who she is. So I really want Heavenly I like what she's doing, the journey that she's on, but I want her to accept herself and just work on her message, and I think she'll be cool. All this going to different psychologists and counselors, it's not necessary. At the end of the day, you're going to be who you are, baby, and you just have to make the best of what you have. But I understand her going on a spiritual journey because you have to be clear about who you are from the inside out. And a lot of us, we don't take care of our mental health. A lot of us have been abused. We've been disrespected by our parents, and we take up for them because they are our parents, and they didn't know any better, and and I'm not trying to be on no judgmental shit. I'm just calling it out, y'all. Some of our parents has fucked us up. They've passed on such dysfunctional behavior, and we end up with the shit. And yes, as an adult, you have the right to make a choice, on what's good or bad. And, but at the same time, it's just like your parent sets the tone for your life. That's why it's important for our children to have a good childhood. All childhood you have childhood, you have adulthood. All childhood is a continuation until adulthood, which you either learn what you need to learn. You got to figure certain things out about yourself, how you want to live. You have to challenge the way that you were parented. Because a lot of y'all, you've been cussed out and beat. I saw some of y'all said some shit like, oh, well, that ain't shit. You have no empathy. When you talk like that, the way that woman, and listen, nobody had the perfect childhood, okay? Nobody had the perfect childhood. Yes, circumstances could have been fucked up. Maybe your parent did the best that they could. I'm not saying that they didn't, but at the same time, to not acknowledge how that we have to take responsibility for the environments we have our children in. You can't have her around grandmother that beats and gets upset. Some older people, they just beat children. They just hit them. They don't have the patience. You know what I'm saying? So you may have the auntie that acts like a whore. You may have, I know for me as a parent, when I had my daughter, I just didn't want her around certain people. I'm not going to lie. I didn't. I don't want her around. I want her around people that are fully aware of themselves. I can't say the same for myself. I would be around people that's drunk and, doing all this shit. That's not normal shit. No child see no shit like that. And yes, the grown people, they got the right to have their time, but I don't know. You just want different for your children. You want different from your children, and it's just fucked up. A lot of black women don't call this shit out. We are so numb that we don't even notice. Um, it's just really sad. It's just really sad. It's some of y'all, I hear what some of y'all are saying, and y'all are just numb to the pain that maybe that was brought on by your mother that abused you, that tried to compete with you. I can relate to that one. That tried to put you down and tell you, you'll never be me. Those are things that I used to hear. So I know, I know what I'm looking at. Okay? I know what I'm looking at. And it's done in a subtle way. It's not like every day. And, because there was, I had good with my mother. I can't say everything was completely bad. There was good, but there was always that bad. But when you're a child, you can't do nothing about it. You don't have a voice. But then as you become an adult, you see shit that you always question. You see certain shit and you like, that's not right. Or do you say, well, that's my mama. That's just how my mom. Who that sound like? Candy from Housewives. That's just my mom. That shit that woman was doing was abusive. It was disrespectful. Well, I'm never gonna cut her off. I just ain't gonna do it. The bitch can be as disrespectful as she wanna be. So, it was just wrong, period, with Heavenly's mother. Pitting the daughters, like I said, against each other, having them be in competition. If Heavenly could have been cooler with her sister, she may get along with more women better. But since that her mother planted that seed and put that in her to compare herself to other women and not trust them, some people do plant those seeds. A matter of fact, I have a family member. I remember when we was younger, and we're cousins, and she had a sister as well, and it was something really small. It was something really small. What the fuck? I'm like literally trying to think about what it is. Okay. It was something along the lines when I was little, she had told her daughter, well, you don't need to play with Brandy all like that. You need to play with your sister. That's your sister. That's your blood. That's your real blood. So me and her was as close as can be, So when I visited her, she was acting different, and that's what it was. And that's what she told me, that, her mother said to not play with me all like that. Because I was like wondering, when we go play alone, we always talk. And, we was just a little bit closer. And she planted, do you see the abuse? Do you see how I got her as a child off of what somebody's mother planted in them? Basically told them to hurt me. Okay, because bitch, at the end of the day, we all was family. It didn't matter. It was her sister. If we're cousin, family is family. Like, come on. So that right there, when I was little, was a red flag about them. I ain't got time for all of that. I ain't got time. And then they wasn't even all that loyal to each other, no way. So if you ain't loyal to your damn sister, shit, what the fuck you think you gonna do with me? I'm just a cousin, so Honey, I don't do family like that. I really don't. I have a few family members that I connect with. They know who they are. I love them. And it's not on I'm better than everybody. Because that is the growing theme with me. Oh, you think you're so... It's not I think I'm better than everybody. It's just with me, I have standards. And if you don't meet them motherfucking standards, I'm not going to pretend that you do just because you're family. I mean, you will get canceled based on your behavior with me. If you getting smart, if you being funny and starting shit and, arguing with me and I don't even have a fucking relation. Like, if you do any of that negative ass shit, we're done before we even began. I don't play that shit, and I'm not phony. We don't need to say hi. Just, oh, okay, and get the hell on. Like bob your head and go on, or don't even say shit at all. That's even better. I'm not with that phony ass shit. I don't need to speak to people just based off the strength of that's my friend, my cousin, my auntie, whatever the fuck you supposed to be. Uncle, sister, like, come on. But yeah, don't be cool. And I like with Heavenly and her sister don't have a relationship. Heavenly recognized it would always be negative. And see, that mother planted that seed. They could have been closer. That would have really helped Heavenly in every sense of the way. That would have really helped that sister. But no, the mother put competition, put women. Watch out for women. Can't trust women. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of who Heavenly is being defensive and always being on guard. And that's why she snap on people. I'm not trying to make no excuses, but shit, that's where see how that shit, like, you can't, that's an example right there. You cannot do that with your children. Don't be pitting them against other siblings and cousins, and don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. So we are in charge of this generation. Am I saying I'm perfect? Everybody perfect? No, nobody is perfect. You do the best you can. But, that generation from back in the day that was born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever the fuck, probably before that, they don't take responsibility for their actions. Everything is, I'm the parent. Do you know how many times I heard that? I'm your mother. I'm your mother. You don't tell me nothing. See, I heard all of that. Motherfuckers don't want to listen. Don't think they was wrong for nothing. Don't admit nothing. Just want to call you out, call you out, call you out. It is abuse. All that shit is abuse. And some of you black women, like I said, you fucking numb to it. It's there. Your mother, and you still feel a certain way about what a motherfucking female family member did to you. Your mother, your aunt had that weird relationship with you where she was disrespectful and wanted to throw her motherfucking weight around, all off the strength of, oh, she's older and she's a member of your family, so it's okay. It's okay that I disrespect you. Let me get into one more story really quick if you got time. Let me get some of my water, y'all. My mouth is dry. One more story real quick on family. I had a party for my daughter when she was 4. She was turning 4. I am a very introverted person. Yes, I get on here and I talk my shit, but I am a very to myself type person. I'm just not, it's not that I'm not outgoing. Like, I'm very sociable. Like, if I'm around intellectual people, if I'm around people I'm interested in and the conversation is good, I can go out every other week. Like, that would be no problem for me, because I think everybody should go out. But I like to be at home, child. TV, there's food. If I'm a drink, I'm already at the crib, so I am that type of girl. So with certain family members in my family, they have more kids in their family. So they like to, when they do birthday parties, they like to throw big birthday parties and invite everybody, and it's just this big deal. And, me, my own daughter told me, she was like, Mommy, you're boring. It'd be quiet in here like it's the library. You just be, honey, I picked up my daughter from school. I said, Sham, is there any music on? She said, no, Mommy. I said, why? She was like, your audio book. That's you listening to your book. Like, I am a nerd. Like, that is me. I like doing my podcast. Like, that's who I am to myself. So anyways, let's get on with this story. My mother, I told my mother, let me tell you this first. I told my mother, I said, well, for this party that we have, we're going to have it at your house, but it's only going to be me and you and my niece and my nephew and my daughter. I wanted to have a small party where the party is focused on the child and not all the fucking adults. And y'all know them parties I'm talking about where it's Ray birthday and he done turned 6. And then it turns into mama invite the cousin and invite her boo. And, he invite his, it just turns into an adult part. I didn't want that energy. And a lot of people are like that. They don't, like some people are not aware, you guys, of what they're doing. They just, I don't know. They're not thinking about the children. This is my daughter's party, mine, the one that came out of my cuckoo. So I decide how this shit goes. So I'm telling my mother, this is going to be small. I don't want such and such, her daughter. I don't want to be bothered with them. I had said that several times. Anyways, I'm with my mother the whole day. I'll never forget it. We go and get some food at the grocery store. So gathering food, we talking about everything, I'm still, it's just gonna be me, you, and my niece and nephew. It's just gonna be us. So I'm not thinking of nothing, Anyways, lo and behold, I think I went to pick up my niece. And then once I picked her up, got back to my mother's house, there's the people that I specifically motherfucking said I did not want there. Specifically. And it was a couple of other people was there. I didn't mind them being there because I'm actually cool with them and they were family members. I don't have no problems with them. Very respectful, nice. I ain't got no problems with them. But this female, I'm looking like, why did I tell you I didn't want these people here? Like, you guys, and that was my mother gaslighting. That was her gaslighting some shit. So anytime you see a motherfucker and you tell them you don't like certain shit and you see they ass just do that shit anyways, they trying to gaslight and get some emotions out of you. And that day, honey, my mother did. I cussed her the fuck out, and she was every bitch but my mother. Do I apologize? Hell no. I told you, this is my daughter's party. This is her party. I said, bitch, you guys, I forgot she was I'm telling you. Because I think that was me saying, you know what, bitch? I've been seeing all this little sneaky ass shit you've been doing. Y'all, it's some other shit too, but I don't want to be putting all my business out here. It's some other shit too, but sneaky was with me the whole day, said nothing, didn't mention these other people was I don't like people like that. If I say this the motherfucking guest list, then this the motherfucking guest list. So I cussed my mother the fuck out. I cussed the bitch that I didn't want there the fuck out. And she got up and left, then came back, and then I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'm not leaving, shit. So I didn't associate with her that day. I don't do that. You don't keep bum rushing me. You don't keep bum rushing me. And it was another time, too, she tried to come to my daughter's party. Mind you, we have no relationship. We don't talk. I'm not that type of person. We need to talk, have a relationship. I need to be interested, and I wasn't. I just wasn't. Not my cup of tea. I don't want to be bothered. I just wanted to be me and the kids. That's it. But I did not want to be bothered with her. I'm the type of person, once I see how you move with your family, I already know how you're going to move with me. And I need to move before I step on you. Because you don't treat me like that. But yeah, then had the nerve to get mad and say, oh, well, that's a shame what she did to me and those kids. Bitch, you were not invited. Do you know what an invite is? It's when you're invited and you didn't get one. And then well, your mother invited me, and that ain't her fucking baby. It was her house, and that's what my mother does. She leverages her house. Oh, it's my house, and bitch, I ain't gotta have shit at your house. Fuck you. Like, we not doing this. We not doing it. Like, but cussed her the fuck out. And then it was so crazy because I began to feel guilty about it a couple of weeks later. Shit, you know me. And I was like, oh my God, that was my mother. And I said that to her, and she was like, yeah, don't you feel bad? And don't you? And then I said, you know what? No, I don't feel bad. I said, you did that on purpose. No, I didn't. I invited her because her daughter and your daughter are the same age. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if they got the same dog. I told you who I wanted there. If at first it wasn't even that personal, because it's like I just didn't want anybody there, really. That was really what it was. But then when she kept stalking me, she stalked me the year before and got upset and flipped out. Oh, you didn't invite. Bitch, obviously I don't fuck with you like that. Damn, did we graduate, or you looking a little special? Figure the shit out. If I'm not reaching out to you, if we ain't hanging out, we ain't cool like that. And to me, they are the type of people where they think that, and I just saw one of them, matter of fact, was doing that fake ass shit. You know, you my cousin. You know, gotta remind you what you are to them. We don't talk. It's not, I don't care what you are. I'm not fucking with you. Once I see how you move, once I see, I wish everybody in my family, honestly, the best. Nothing but the motherfucking best, but keep it over there. I don't want to be bothered. And that's a disclaimer, really, because if y'all listening, I don't want to be bothered. I'm done. When I see people from my past, they just look dead to me. Like, they look like they're canceled. It's like, I want to see something new, a new person. I want to meet all new people. Because relatives think, you guys, this shit is running over. Relatives think they could treat you any kind of motherfucking way they can treat you. Oh, I'm your auntie. I'm your mother. My mother did that. I'm your mother. That's how you treat your mother. Oh, I'm your mother. I'm your... bitch. I'm looking at your actions. And your actions say you need to stay over there to the left. Okay? Stay on where you at, sis. I think the last time I talked to my mother, I said, girl, bye. And I know people are like, oh my God, that is so... It was like that. Girl, bye. I got some more stories. Shit. Look, let's liven this motherfucking channel up. Shit. I got more stories. And this is not to bash you guys. This is not that. This is educating and just telling you this exists. You know, having a narcissistic mother that's just cares about her. This shit exists. So I pretty much made this video off the strength of the whole Dr. Heavenly and her mother and the dysfunction. That's dysfunction. Your child can't go outside. You telling one of them they can go, telling one to stay in the house. Abuse. Because you're denying, you are helping one have fun and you're punishing the other. Well, you just be real smart. You just be pretty. You the light-skinned one. You just stay in the house and cook and, you'll be good. You don't assign roles. What the fuck? Let motherfuckers come into who they supposed to be. Shit. Like, I don't like that. No. Well, she's protective and shit. The fuck? Really? I wish y'all could see my face right now. I would do a Nene face. I'm going to have to do a Nene face for y'all. All of Nene's little faces is my faces, honey. We make the same face. Really, bitch was abusive. And see, this is the thing in the black community. Y'all think that because somebody wasn't physically bloody and bruised every day, y'all think that your mother cussing you the fuck out and not explaining why she's cussing you out or why she's upset. Like, we think that that's normal. It's so much dysfunction in the black. I'm going to talk more. I'm going to probably create a series on this. Like, different examples really go in. I wanted to be serious, but then I kind of wanted to just go with the flow tonight. But yeah, this shit exists. This shit is real. Do you know I used to be the biggest mama's girl? Biggest. You couldn't say nothing about my motherfucking mother. That's when I was a little girl. But as I got older, honey, I saw some things. And now that I'm away, I'm happier. I'm a lot happier, you guys. I am at peace. And I've been able to accomplish what I want to accomplish. Doing what I want to do. Because I would tell her about this stuff and she didn't have no interest in it. No, you should just get a job, get a real job. You know, bitch, any job that pay the bills is a job. It's not like when you go pay that bill, they like, well, what job did what job you work at so you could be able, no, money is money. Stop, just want to put your shit down and, so I can live my truth now. I can be free. I don't have to, deal with all of that. Y'all just don't know what it means when you have to deal with like a narcissistic parent that's just focused on their self. They don't see how they make you feel. They don't even acknowledge what they do. They could do everything to you and you are to do nothing to them, so. And a lot of times with these parents, you become a threat as you get older. So my mother, I didn't really have too much issue out of her. Like when I was younger, it would be little stuff, but it seemed like as I got older, then I became more of a threat. Then it was like, oh, well, let me be controlling and let me, it was dysfunctional. I didn't even know it. I was thinking me and my mother have traveled together and, and we had some good times and my mother is funny, like it's weird. It's like I don't completely hate her, but I don't feel anything for her. And it's hard because that's what I used to have. I used to have a mother. You know what I'm saying? It's like now you just don't. Because if it comes with that, you can't have it. And that's a sad realization. I'm actually like, I got stuck in that moment, but yeah, because it really hit me. It is a really sad realization, but yep, it exists. So if you went through anything that you feel is just too much, that, never seemed right, seemed unfair, abusive, it's abuse. Don't let nobody tell you that shit ain't abusive. That shit is abuse. It don't have to be physical. Somebody hurting you is abuse. It's not right. Not just because they are your mother. This shit is not cool. And it goes on and on and on in the black community. Nobody addresses it. We don't talk about it. We just, oh, well, that's just Big Mom. That's just how she is. No. It's a difference between being a no-nonsense person and then hurting somebody within the process. Like, no regard to what they want with their life. You just telling them what to do, So, all right, you guys, that's all I have to say on that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl, Brand New, and I am out.